you need a passion project. Or maybe you don't, but maybe you do. If you feel kind of stuck in a rut, or if you feel like your life is uninspiring, if you're not really that excited to get out of bed in the morning, or if your work, like your job, doesn't give you a sense of purpose, but you don't know what else you could do, or you're just not ready to quit, or if you just crave a creative outlet or a way to express yourself, to share your ideas, or just any activity that would be fulfilling to you, then yes, you do need a passion project. A passion project might be the simplest thing we can do to make our lives more interesting without having to make like drastic changes, like changing jobs. It's also a great way to test ideas, to follow a curiosity, to develop skills, and cure our phone addictions because we have something better to do with our time, unless your project is to post videos on TikTok. So in this video, I want to help you find the perfect passion project idea for you. And first, let's quickly look at the differences between a hobby, a passion project, and a side hustle. Generally, a hobby is something you do in your free time for pure joy or relaxation. It can be DJing or playing frisbee or going kayaking on weekends. It's all about enjoying yourself. A passion project would have, I would say, a higher level of commitment and dedication than a hobby. It goes beyond just fun and also brings you a real sense of purpose and achievement, and I would say more personal satisfaction. It could be hosting a podcast or writing a book, starting a vegetable garden. The goal could be personal growth or developing a skill or improving your well-being, your health, or making an impact or just expressing yourself. And a side hustle differs from a passion project because its main goal is generating extra income or transitioning into entrepreneurship. So while a passion project can make you money, it's not the main motivation for starting one. The main motivation for a passion project is personal satisfaction or fulfillment or having a sense of purpose. I personally believe that most people will benefit from having all three, a hobby, a passion project, and a side hustle. I already made a video about how to find your dream side hustle ideas. I'm gonna link it somewhere on the screen and in the description below if you want to watch it. But for now, let's see how you can find your ideal or your perfect passion project. And one of the best way to go about it is to reflect on your current needs and circumstances. So I'll give you 7 motivations for starting a passion project and try to identify the one that resonates with you the most. One motivation could be to challenge yourself. I'll give you 2 very cool examples of passion projects based on that motivation. The first one is Judge Young's rejection experiment. Every day for 100 days, he sought rejection to overcome his fear of it, and he shared his process on YouTube. I'll link the playlist in the description. He also did a TED Talk and wrote a book about it titled Rejection Proof. Another example is Michelle's 100 Days Without Fear experiment. So for 100 days, she faced a fear every day and shared it on YouTube. And she also ended up doing a TED Talk about it. Of course, those are extreme examples and your passion project doesn't have to be that big or public. A passion project could be running a half marathon or learning to cook when you always thought you were an absolute disaster at it, or joining Toastmasters if you're nervous to speak in front of people. Another motivation to start a passion project could be to meet new people. For example, a few years ago when I was just getting started with entrepreneurship and I didn't know anyone on that same path, I created a meetup group to meet other people, to meet like-minded people. And through that group, I made a few friends and one of them even became my accountability partner for a few years. Other ideas could be starting a book club if you like reading, or volunteering for an organization which mission aligns with your values. Or another cool example, when I was in Chiang Mai, Thailand for almost a year, there was a woman, a foodie, who used to organize these social dinners at different restaurants, vegetarian restaurants, to try new dishes and also to meet people. So if meeting people is important to you, I would recommend making a list of your interests, your values, your aspirations, and then think of groups or organizations that already exist that you could join, or you could also see if you can create your own group. Of course, you could also use your passion project to develop a skill or acquire knowledge. For example, if you'd like to become a good writer, then starting a blog or posting on Medium could be a good passion project to develop that skill. If you aspire to become a public speaker, then you could join Toastmasters. Or if you want to become a better photographer, then you could create a challenge for yourself to take 1 photograph a day for the next 6 months and post it on Instagram. So you can make a list of skills you would like to develop, or maybe topics you would like to learn more about, and then think of what passion projects you could start to help you develop these skills. Of course, a very common motivation behind starting a passion project is creative expression. Especially if you're a creative person and your job or what you do to make a living doesn't allow you to express or use your creativity. I don't know, maybe you're an accountant or a nurse, then having a passion project could be a simple way to express yourself and fulfill your need for being creative. For example, you could join the 100-day project, which is a free art challenge that takes place online. So for 100 days, you share the progress of your creative project on Instagram. So think of ways you like being creative. Like, what outlets do you like to use to express your creativity? Is it writing, making videos, singing, playing an instrument? Once you find your favorite medium, then you can start brainstorming ideas for passion projects. And by the way, you can use ChatGPT to help you brainstorm. For example, if I ask ChatGPT to generate 30 passion project ideas related to writing, it gives me that in 3 seconds. And you can also add more details in your prompt, like you can add like some personality traits, you can add some topics you're interested in, or you can add your aspirations or your values. Then the ideas that it will generate will be more aligned with you. A passion project can definitely give you a sense of purpose. And one of the best ways to find that sense of purpose is to use your project to create value. For example, you could use your natural strength or your skills to mentor someone, or volunteer, or write a book, start a YouTube channel. I had a friend who used to help an older lady with her groceries and shopping once a week through an organization, and that really gave him like a sense of purpose. So what skills or expertise do you have that you could use to help other people? Or maybe how could you share your time to help other people? A passion project can also be centered around improving your well-being. An example I absolutely love is Joanne of Train with Joanne. If you don't know her, she's amazing. She began her health journey in her 70s, and when she started, she was very unhealthy and very out of shape. And one day her daughter expressed her concern to her mother, saying, "I'm scared you're gonna get sick." And Joanne really didn't take it lightly. She decided to do something about it. She got into fitness and she transformed her health for the better. And then she started sharing her journey on Instagram and YouTube to inspire other people to take better care of themselves. And she ended up building a huge audience, even though that wasn't the goal initially. Again, that's an extreme example, so your passion project doesn't have to be that big or as public. You could start a fitness or yoga challenge for 90 days with a group of friends. You could start a hiking group on Meetup. So begin by identifying what exactly you would like to improve in relation to your health and wellness, and then think of passion projects that will help you improve this area. And of course, a passion project is a fantastic way to explore and cultivate new interests that could potentially develop into stronger passions. If you're curious about gardening, you could join a community garden. Or if you're curious about personal finances, then you can learn by reading books and listening to podcasts, and then share a little bit of what you learn every day on Twitter. So what are you curious to try, to explore, to learn more about? And what passion project could allow you to follow this curiosity? I really encourage you to start a passion project. Again, I think it's one of the simplest things we can do to make our lives more interesting. And if you would like to share your passion project idea with us in the comments, that would be very nice. I think the more ideas we get exposed to, the more ideas we have for ourselves. And thank you very much for watching until the end. I really appreciate it. I wish you a beautiful day, and I'll see you next week.